Hello and welcome to this special edition of our program. And in this edition of the program, we will focus on Egyptian-Emirati relations as President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi met with United Arab Emirates President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan in Abu Dhabi on Monday. Presidential spokesman Ambassador Mohammed Shinawi said that both presidents made a tour at Mohammed bin Zayed University for Artificial Intelligence and inspected facilities and faculties of university, as well as examples of innovations in the fields of advanced technology. The President and his United Arab Emirates counterpart held a bilateral meeting on a working lunch. The visit to the United Arab Emirates reportedly highlights the keenness of both Arab leaders on continuing enhancing bilateral ties in different fields, as well as boosting consultations and coordination regarding regional and international causes and crises of mutual concern. Now we are joined over the phone by His Excellency Ambassador Yousef, Zada, former Assistant Foreign Minister, to tell us more about the importance of this visit. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you, ma'am.
So, sir, how do you see the significance and timing of the visit by the President to the United Arab Emirates?
The visit is very important to us in light of all the events happening around us, especially the sustainment in Gaza. As we know, the second phase of President Trump's 20-point initiative hasn't been put into place yet in Gaza. And we are approaching Ramadan, which is something we need to hurry up with. And I need to talk about the nature of the relationship actually between Egypt and United Arab Emirates, because we have a strategic partnership grounded in political alignment. So we have security cooperation. It is one of the strongest relationships that we have in the Gulf states. The high-level coordination started, I think, in 2013. And the first positions on state sovereignty and non-interference, and also counter-terrorism and political Islamic stability, first approaches in the region. Now, the close consultations on Libya, Sudan, Gaza, Red Sea, security and border and Arab affairs was discussed on the business lunch that was done today. We have regular high-level visits and institutionalized dialogue mechanisms. We also have security and military cooperation with the UAE, intelligence information, and we have joint military exercises that occurred several occasions between Egypt and the Emirates. Now, of course, we all know the economic and investment ties that links us with the UAE is one of the largest foreign investors in Egypt. The major Emirati investments in real estate, in urban development, like New Alamein, new administrative capital, and so on. Ports and logistics as well, energy and renewables, the banking, tourism sectors, and even the agricultural sector in Egypt. Emirati support to Egypt through deposits at the Central Bank of Egypt, as we all know, and development financing and grants, especially post-2014 and during economic stress periods. We have an expanding bilateral trade volume with the Emirates. We have the Mubadla, DP World, AMR, all these offer gateways to cooperation between both countries. And at the same time, Egypt offers UAE a market scale of 100 million plus, population, a strategic geography, the Suez Canal access, industrial and agricultural investment opportunities. They have also talked about the Red Sea security on the Horn of Africa with the growing convergence on maritime security and economic corridors. There was a talk definitely about the situation in Sudan. And also we share with the Emirates the people-to-people ties. We know that we have a large Egyptian expatriate community living in the UAE for years with strong cultural, educational, and media exchange.
So, sir, the President made a tour at Mohammed bin Zayed University for Artificial Intelligence and inspected facilities and faculties of the university, as well as examples of innovations in the field of advanced technology. Do you expect that the two countries will cooperate in the fields of technology and artificial intelligence?
Yes, because I think in Egypt we are aiming at having something similar to the Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed University of AI. In Egypt we're looking forward to have something similar And I think this is why the president was invited to tour the university. And we are signing very soon a cooperation agreement with that university, with some universities in Egypt here.
So, sir, also, how would you list common challenges facing the two countries and the Middle East region in general?
Well, we know that Emirates also, as Egypt as well, we are one of the main donors of humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip, with the very bad situation there when it comes to the population. And as we know, the Rafah crossing hasn't been fully opened because of the Israeli tough-mindedness when it comes to operating the crossing. Emirates have large shipments that arrived in Arif and have been arriving throughout the past years, ever since the Gaza war broke out. So assistance from the Emirates to the Gazan people through the Egyptian borders and facilities is very important for this situation.
So, Mr. Ambassador, also, can you tell us more about prospects of economic cooperation between the two countries and attracting more Emirati investors to Egypt in the coming period?
Well, I was very pleased to find the President talking at the business lunch about urging the President of the UAE that we need more investments in several sectors in Egypt. And I think Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed assured the President Sisi, telling him that the Emirates is planning really to invest some more into real estate and some of the agriculture and manufacturing fields in Egypt. So we rely so much on the Emirati investments in Egypt, and I think it's a win-win situation for both parties.
So, sir, also, what are your expectations for Iran-U.S. negotiations?
The U.S. negotiations?
Iran-U.S. negotiations, yes.
Well, you know, we have been looking at what's happening in Iran, and I think this was one of the things that was also discussed. I mean, the negotiations happened indirectly in Oman between the U.S. and Iran, and I think the Emirates thinks it is a very close bordering with Iran, along with the other Gulf countries. I think this also was discussed. We are looking forward to President Trump having an open initiative in Sudan, and I think this was announced by the American administration a few days ago. So lots of issues we need to talk about here.
Also, the two presidents addressed the latest developments in Gaza Strip, stressing the necessity of the full implementation of the ceasefire agreement in the Strip. And also they discussed President Trump's peace plans and the facilitations of unrestricted entry of humanitarian aid into the Strip. What's your take on this?
As I mentioned, I mean, Israel is putting some obstacles when it comes to the full implementation of the ceasefire, stating that Hamas hasn't given up its arms, which is one of the prerequisites of the Israeli position. After receiving the last remains of the hostage, Israeli hostage, a few weeks ago, and also the borders, the crossings between Egypt and the Gaza Strip, as I just mentioned, they have been having problems when it comes to a full agreement of Israel to not pass the humanitarian aid to the Gazan people.
Yes, I'd like to thank you, Ambassador Yousef Zada, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you for being with us. And as we said earlier, that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met with the United Arab Emirates President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan in Abu Dhabi on Monday. A presidential spokesman, Ambassador Mohammed al-Shinnawi, said that both presidents made a tour at Mohammed bin Zayed University for Artificial Intelligence and inspected facilities and faculties of the university, as well as examples of innovation in the field of advanced technology. The President and his United Arab Emirates counterpart held a bilateral meeting on a working lunch. The visit to the United Arab Emirates reportedly highlights the keenness of both Arab leaders on continuing enhancing bilateral ties in different fields, as well as boosting consultations and coordination regarding regional and international causes and crises of mutual concern. Also, the two leaders held a bilateral meeting over the working lunch, during which the President expressed his appreciation for the warm hospitality and general receptions. He also praised the unprecedented level of coordination and consultation and cooperation achieved in bilateral relations across various fields, particularly in trade and investments. And also the President affirmed Egypt's openness to receiving more Emirati investments, noting that relations between the two countries represents a fundamental pillar of Arab national security and regional stability. For his part, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed welcomed the President to his second home. Also, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan welcomed the President Fattah al-Sisi's visit to his second home, the United Arab Emirates, and asserted that special relations bind both Egypt and UAE. The two leaders discussed unfolding developments in the Middle East, notably updates in Gaza Strip. President Sisi said that the complete implementation of both the Gaza ceasefire deal and U.S. President Donald Trump plan is a must, calling for increasing unlimited flow of aid into Gaza, especially as the holy month of Ramadan approaches. The President's visit to the United Arab Emirates highlighted the keenness of both Arab leaders on continuing enhancing bilateral ties in different fields, as well as boosting consultations and coordination regarding regional and international causes and crises of mutual concern. And by that, viewers, we come to the end of special edition of our program. Thank you for watching.